Welcome to the Handcrafted Podcast, the business of making things. I'm Paul, founder of Philadelphia Table Company and the Handcrafted Network, and I believe great craftsmanship deserves great business strategy. This podcast is for makers who want to build not just great products, but a thriving business. Each episode will dive into the mindset, systems, and skills that turn craft into success. Hey guys, welcome back to the Handcrafted Podcast. Hope everybody's been doing great. This is just going to be a really quick one. I am packing for vacation, but wanted to come on and do a quick little spiel, I guess, right? Or journal, I don't know, whatever it is. Podcast is brought to you by, as you know, the Handcrafted Network. Would love to see you in the group. If you're interested, come hang out, come join. Just a bunch of guys and girls figuring our stuff out, which leads me to an interesting thing. I've been meeting with a lot of other kind of people through this, obviously, and a lot of other like sort of bigger shops than mine and all of that stuff. And sort of like the resounding theme through all of it is like, we're kind of all just figuring it out. Like, I don't know if anybody has it figured out per se. I mean, there's a few people that seem like they might have it a little more figured out, but I think we're all kind of just like learning as we go. And I think that's just kind of like maybe business in general. Like, I'm sure if you went and like met with like Bezos would be like, I don't know, I'm just figuring it out. I just figured it out. So, so all of us are in this together. If you want to be around a bunch of other people that are also just figuring it out, join the group. Link is below, and would love to see you in there. We'll get to connect. We'll get to connect on group calls. We'll get to connect on a solo phone call. We will see you in like the classroom stuff, all that sort of stuff. Anyways, podcast episode today is, are you solving the right problem? So I've talked to a lot of other people, through a coaching standpoint, as well as like coaches saying it to me, as well as just like other people, and talking to other business owners and other people in this space. And the thing that always sort of comes back is, are you solving the right problem? So I'll give you a great example of this. Earlier this year, I wanted to hire a salesperson. I was like, man, I would just really love to have a salesperson. I think it's one of the things that's just like really holding us back. We just really need to hire a salesperson. So I brought it to my team and was like, hey, I'm thinking of hiring a salesperson. I think we need to like bring somebody in, blah, 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 blah. And there was pushback, and the pushback was, Paul, is that really what our problem is? It doesn't seem like sales are the problem. And I was like, wait, actually, you're kind of right. So at the time and kind of throughout this year, it's been just like focusing on production and productivity and getting as much stuff done as we can as profitably as possible. And that's just been kind of like the main focus of this year, because like we've just had bottlenecks. Our queue's been like going from 14 weeks to we're up to 18 weeks now. And the problem, if that's the problem clearly isn't sales, right? The problem is fixing the queue time so that we could get stuff out faster or more efficiently, I guess, or more productively. And so I always come back to this question when I'm looking at sort of trying to get into problem solving mode, where I'm like, okay, am I solving the right problem here? A lot of people I talk to, obviously a big topic for this is like, how do I get more work? And so people think that they need to do, make the pieces better, or pick a different paint color, or pick a different style, or whatever. But I'm like, okay, your problem is actually in the leads perspective. So how are you solving your leads problem? How are you bringing more people in the door? What are you doing from a branding perspective? Or maybe you are getting lots of leads, but you're not closing them. So your problem isn't, I just need more leads. Your problem is you got to learn how to close those leads, or how to close those clients. If you're bringing in leads and you're closing in clients and you're delivering stuff, but you're getting bad reviews, where's the problem there, right? So some people might solve it by saying like, oh, we just need to change this part of the business, but maybe there's like a step within your production process that's not great, or maybe you're spending all the time making the piece and a horrible amount of time figuring out how to deliver it to them or how to get it to them or how to do it on time. If a lot of times what you notice, I think this is always interesting. If you're looking at restaurant reviews or on like Google or whatever, OpenTable and all that stuff, if you look at their reviews, what's really interesting is the review is very rarely about the food. The review is usually about the service. So going in and fixing the food, hiring a new chef is not going to fix your problem, right? But I think so many business owners just default to sort of maybe what is the easiest solution or what is the easiest problem to fix. We just need to fire somebody and hire someone new. And it's like, maybe you don't. Maybe you have a systems problem. Maybe you have the right people. They just don't know what they're doing, or they don't know how to go through and like get this said thing done. So one thing I ask of you now is like, are you solving the right problem? And I think whenever a problem comes up, I think you need to go downstream to say, where is the actual problem? We're getting, again, using the restaurant thing because I think it's an easy analogy. We're getting bad reviews. Our problem is bad reviews. And you go, okay, cool. We just need to make better food. And it's like, but do you? Maybe the food's fine. Maybe it's services, or maybe all the bad reviews are because you have bad dessert or bad drink menu, right? So find the source of the problem and then fix that problem and see what else comes up. And again, I've said this in other podcast episodes as well, where business is a constant game of whack-a-mole. So obviously you're going to solve this problem and another problem's going to come up. But I really want you to think about this before you hire somebody, before you make any big pivots, before you make any big changes, because often we're solving the wrong problem. We're solving what's easy, we're solving what's right in front of us, and we're not spending the time thinking about it. So really spend some time thinking about it before I make any sort of like big problem solving decision. I usually try to sleep on it. I try to make sure, I'm well fed, because you never make good decisions if you haven't eaten or if you haven't slept. So those two things are the bare minimum. Ride it out a week, let it sit 48 hours and go, okay, what is the actual problem I'm trying to solve? All right, guys, I know this was a quick one. Like I said, I'm packing the car, getting ready to head out on vacation, but wanted to at least get on here and talk about this. And again, as you know, with the theme for this podcast is kind of always leaving you with a few more questions than answers, which I think is great. We're always in this trying to figure it out. And like I said in the beginning, we're all in this figuring it out together. So let's work together to figure it all out. If you have any other questions, or you have topics, you have things I specifically want to talk about, send me an email, paul@thehandcraftednetwork.com if you just want to connect, if you just want to say hi, if you just want to hang out, paul@thehandcraftednetwork.com. It's been, great connecting with those of you guys who have reached out. I will catch you next time. Peace.